Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever creative year ever. Content Academy. Content Academy live stream creative life chat. I'm doing this as sort of a fun way to kind of see how to live stream, right? Let's face it, I love playing, I love being on the front lines of this stuff, and one way of learning how to do it well and do it right is by just getting out there and doing it. A lot of you know that I kind of like to cut twice, measure once sometimes. So hear me out, enjoy the show. Hopefully, you can laugh at me or laugh with me, and that's the goal for this particular live stream. The idea behind this is called Creator Life. So it's sort of talking about what's going on in the world of Content Academy, what's going on in the world of content, ideas, tips, and tricks to share, and just an open forum for kind of building and maintaining our community around Content Academy and just talking about what's on the road ahead. So feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to join in if you want, and I'd love to hear what's going on in your world too. Before we get started, I want to just make some suggestions. Feel free to grab some headphones. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to turn on your webcam. We'll get you in here, leave a comment, and get you on the stream if you want. So a couple things that happened this week at Content Academy I thought I would share. So let's go ahead and by the way, I'm using a streaming software called Epoch Live, and they've got a ton of great new features, including interview mode and including just a lot of really cool stuff for doing kind of like more professional live streams on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. I'm using it now, obviously, for YouTube. It is only a Macintosh tool, so you have to have a Mac in order to use it. But this is basically the way for me to test it out here at my home studio. So this is what's going on in the Content Academy world. All right, let's check it out. Here, I got to switch over to the screen share. All right, here we go. So first things first, we just posted this today, although the news is it's been around for a little bit, but we're happy to kind of give our insights into it. Angela Habison, who is a great marketing strategist, content creator here in Chicago, helped write this for us and contributing to the Content Academy blog. But talking about LinkedIn Stories, LinkedIn Stories is a cool feature that hit the LinkedIn world about a month ago now, and basically it's a way for LinkedIn to have these kind of disappearing 24-hour messages that have been around on other platforms like Instagram and Snapchat now for several years, but bringing kind of like the professional world into this 24-hour messaging. And I think it's a kind of a cool tool. And it's something that it's nice to take your tie off a little bit on LinkedIn and get a little personal, but at the same time, I know a lot of people struggle with posting to YouTube LinkedIn, because it's just such a professional platform, right? And it's all your colleagues and business partners and all that kind of stuff. So I know for me, I don't post a ton on LinkedIn. I do try to keep it pretty professional when I do post stuff, but ultimately this new tool is kind of meant to be like, hey, share my workspace, share what I'm working on, that kind of thing. It is mobile first, so ultimately it's really only available on the mobile phone platform at this point. But some good tips from Angela. Big thanks to her for writing this and getting up on our blog. So be sure to go to contentacademy.com/blog to check out our latest posts. I also wrote something too this last week. A lot of people have asked me personally what type of webcam software and stuff do I use. And I really use a whole bunch of different things. So, and I'm kind of the guy, I hate to say, I like to buy all the gear to have it ready for when I someday plan to actually create content. I know there's like a syndrome, they call that, like a gear phobia syndrome, but ultimately it's kind of like buy all the gear but don't actually create the content. So tonight, it's all new. I'm actually trying to create content using the gear that I have. And I wrote a little write-up here on some of the tools that I like to look at. And it's kind of interesting. I did a quick trends data analysis of webcams. Because in a lot of ways, because cameras are like on device, like you can get a webcam built into your laptop these days, or on your iPhone you have a high-quality camera. The term webcams, I think, kind of was falling out of trend a bit. If you look at from 2003 to 2018, yeah, it was definitely in a recessive trend of number of searches in Google. But look at the early phases of 2020, 2019, 2020. Man, webcams completely took off because everyone started working from home because of COVID. So ultimately, it's hard to find webcams in stock right now, especially good ones on Amazon. So basically, I wanted to give a couple tips and tricks on the ones that I recommend. My sort of go-to webcam right now is a Logitech C920. And I believe the current model is a C920E. And it's a really simple webcam. Logitech has been around for eons, and it's sort of the name brand in this business. So it's what I use for Zoom meetings. It's what I use for Teams meetings and all the fun stuff like that. It's actually what I'm using right now. But I'm trying to amp up my game a little bit. I'm actually starting to look at a Logitech Brio. If anyone out there has used a Logitech Brio and likes it, let me know. I'd like to learn more about it. It's kind of on my Christmas list, so we'll see what happens. But Logitech Brio, they are out of stock, but it looks like on Amazon they're about to become in stock really soon. This is December 2nd or whatever, they'll be in stock again. So just a tip if you're looking for a high-quality webcam. I like the idea of a Brio because a Brio supposedly can do up to 4K or at least 1080p stream video quality, which for those of you who create YouTube videos like me, or those of you who like just having a really high quality stream, the idea of being able to broadcast in 4K sounds really cool. I don't know all the compatibility issues with that or not, but I know I'd like to get more in 4K and all that. 1080p would be nice at least, if not 4K. But basically, grabbing a webcam like a Logitech Brio or even a C920, if that's what is, and for you is a great way. Grab a ring light and here you go. You could be live streaming like me. How cool is that, right? So definitely be ready to check those out, and maybe something to consider for Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales. There's definitely a lot of goodies on Amazon. You can also grab an off-brand one for a lot less. I actually had a colleague of mine ask me what to buy, and of course I said the Logitech C920 series, but at that time, because of COVID and because of the work from home sort of situation, they were all sold out. So I told her, why don't you buy like 5? It was Prime Day, so they were all on sale. So why don't you buy like 5 of them and see which one you like and send the rest back? So she did, and I haven't found out which one she picked, but basically that's what she did. So shout out to Tiffany for that one. I'll have to follow up with her and see what she finds. But definitely think about that. Grab a couple, right? You never know. And I think it's also cool to have. One thing I like about Ecamm Live for the Mac is that you can have multiple camera streams. So I can have a camera here. I could have a camera to the left a little bit, to give a little different angle. And then with a really cool Stream Deck, I have a Stream Deck. I can't show it to you right now because of the way everything's set up. Well, I guess I could. This is a Stream Deck right here. It's like a multi-button sort of tool that you can use to monitor your stream. I use it for all kinds of stuff when I'm not streaming, but I love it. It's by Elgato. It's called the Stream Deck. And basically, you can have a preset profile set up with Ecamm. And on here, I can go ahead and click buttons and control Ecamm right from the Stream Deck. So pretty slick tool. Kind of was built for great gamers, like streamer gamers kind of thing, which I love that community. I'm not quite the gamer. I play like one game that I've been playing since the 1990s. So Civilization, if you got to know. But I'm not a huge gamer, but I do like to create content and do crazy stuff like this. So and also I like Stream Deck because I have all my productivity tool buttons on here, so I can quickly open up a productivity tool that I use, and I think that's an excellent sort of feature. Stream Decks are both available for the Mac and the PC, so definitely something. They're about $200. Again, find it on Amazon and other retailers online. So another cool thing I've been looking at lately is using sort of regular like other cameras for live streaming devices. So for example, I've got I actually just invested in a new sort of point and shoot camera, if you will. Originally I got in the earlier part of the year, or actually last year, I purchased a Canon G7X Mark II, which is a really slick little vlogging camera. I like it a lot. The only problem I had with that camera is that it didn't have what's called clean HDMI output. So that camera was nice, and I like it carrying it around. I think my wife has already stolen it from me, but I like it for doing videos and photos out in the wild, if you will. It's a point-and-shoot camera. It has a fixed lens. It has a digital lens. It doesn't have any attachable lenses or anything like that. But it's just easy to carry around. It's always ready to take a picture, and it does have it does have the ability to change it from program mode and AV and different modes and stuff like that. So it kind of reminds me more of my DSLR. But it's not as heavy as my DSLR. And of course, my DSLR is old. And my lenses are old. So it's either in time to invest in a whole new DSLR system, or you know what? I'm thinking these days it's better to get a couple cheaper, smaller cameras that I can use for various different things. I'm doing a lot more video these days, so having a camera that does video it's potentially up to 1080p or 4K video is really what was on my wish list. So I decided to purchase the Canon M200 creator camera, and it's awesome. I love this little camera. I'm not using it right now because I'm still in the process of tinkering with it for a webcam because I'm streaming from the computer. But it does great video. It's what I use when I want to create like videos for my website or videos for YouTube videos that are not recorded YouTube videos. The thing I like about using a standard camera versus a webcam is that the webcam is actually the webcams usually have plastic little flat lenses, whereas the regular cameras, the big cameras, have full-on lenses, right, that actually can kind of get that depth of field and create a much nicer, crisper stream feed. So definitely something I'm playing with. I love the camera. I'll be honest with you, I actually purchased a new MacBook not that long ago. My MacBook that I'm using right now is actually from 2013. That's how old it is. They last forever. When I buy them, I usually like to invest in the best one I can afford at the time that I have it. But I bought a new MacBook, and unfortunately, the camera was not so great in it. And I honestly didn't notice that because I normally use an external webcam. So I sent it back in to get fixed, and that was actually kind of a bad idea because I'm doing the first live stream today. So I don't have my new highly powerful MacBook that I purchased to do live streaming on. So I'm kind of impressed that this older laptop is actually working. I was afraid it was going to blow up in this process, but here it is. Here I am, but I wasn't going to mess around with trying to install an external camera at this point, or an external not DSLR, but a lens type camera doing a live stream. I'm just using my standard webcam just to make it a little easier on this old computer that has done me very well over the years. So yeah, so that's that. Basically checking out, and of course getting a couple of utilities like a gooseneck stand or some cool stuff like this. Having a few of these around, like this gooseneck stand like this that's loading up right now. Having stuff like this around is nice. It's just nice because you can use them for different positions, or you can use them while you're creating content. So definitely consider grabbing a couple stands. Just get the stuff on your wish list. This is a good time with the holidays coming up on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Definitely stuff to think about. Another thing that I've been trying is you can also use your webcam or use your cell phone as a webcam. Not just as with the apps like Teams or Zoom on the actual phone, but there's a cool little app called, that actually I think was just purchased by Elgato, which is another big name in this sort of streaming space, is the Epoch Cam. And the Epoch Cam app lets you sort of use your webcam, use your phone's camera, like your iPhone or your Android phone's camera, on your computer, with your computer, your desktop computer, to create an external camera for live streaming. So something to consider if you're in a pinch, maybe you're on the road or whatever. The Epoch Cam is kind of cool. Obviously, the phone camera has got a little bit nicer quality than like a standard cheapo webcam, and probably better than the onboard webcam of the Mac. I actually noticed that even the brand new Macs only have a 720p capable webcam, which is kind of low. I would think they'd at least be 1080p. But I don't know much about it other than I know which ones are better. Obviously, the higher the resolution, the better. So just something to consider. Yeah, you can create a nice little setup like this to create content, which is cool. This is your cell phone camera, and with the Epoch Cam, you can use it as another device, and that way you could use it for like this person is right here. So definitely check it out. I love everything Epoch's got going on. The Stream Deck, the green screen tools, the capture devices. I think they purchased this Epoch Cam. Lots of cool things going on at Elgato for content creators. So definitely go check that out. All right. So we talked about LinkedIn stories. We talked about my cam tools. What else is going on? Yeah, Blog You Want the Time You Have. As you all know, I do a podcast. It's called The Blog You Want the Time You Have. And just recently, I had the excellent opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with Alana Dawson. I'm sorry, it's actually Alana. I always get her name wrong. It's Alana like banana. I always forget. Sorry, Alana. Alana Dawson of her podcast is called actually The Podcast Party. And Alana and I have kind of similar backgrounds. We actually both sort of started a written blog many years ago and have kind of turned towards audio and video content as we move forward. We both agree that blogging is still a thing, but the medium has changed a bit, but the messaging is still the same. Not to avoid the McLuhan quote there, but yeah. So definitely check out this. Listen to it on Apple Play or any Google Podcasts or any podcatcher of your choice. It's a nice short little interview, and we got some actionable strategies and tips that you can use to amp up your podcasting game. So definitely check that out. Episode number 50. I can't believe I made 50 episodes. Can't wait to provide you guys more episodes coming soon here in the future. So yeah, check out Blog You Want. I actually have a whole bunch of people lined up to do interviews, so be sure you hit subscribe on the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Google Play or whatever, or Stitcher, whatever you use, because I definitely have some good shows coming up. Also, I've been posting them on my YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Content Academy YouTube channel right here. Click that subscribe button and also click that alerts button for upcoming episodes here on this episode. It's kind of funny. There's an ad for B&H Photo and Video on my podcast. This is completely random, but here's some of the good stuff that's right here. Like here's in terms of podcasting stuff, like this is really cool. This is actually by Zoom. It's a PodTrack 4P portable multi-track podcast recorder where you can hook in 4 microphones to do like a group podcast. Kind of hard to do a group podcast right now with COVID going on, but it's a really cool tool. And I think there's even a bigger one that lets you do a Bluetooth connection to connect your phone to a podcast recorder track, so you can actually do better interviews and stuff like that. So there's lots of really cool creator tools coming on the market. I love B&H. I've been to the B&H Superstore in New York City 3 times, which I don't live in New York City, so that's a big deal. I actually went to New York City one time just to go to B&H, basically. Love New York City, and whenever I go, I definitely check out B&H. It's one of my favorite stores. It's a huge photo and video store in Manhattan. Definitely love to check it out, and love promoting their products and services on my websites because they always have some high quality stuff, and they kill it. Speaking of creating content, if you ever want to look at a company that's really doing excellent with content marketing, of course it's kind of easy with them based on the type of content they have, but they're killing it, man. They have lots of great content on their YouTube channel, on their website, on their blogs, on their Instagrams. I mean, they're everywhere. B&H, you guys rock. You guys are killing it with the content, so keep it up. All right, so speaking of stuff that's happened, let's talk about stuff that is going to happen in the future. Got some events coming up. Number 1, I can't wait for this one. Hope and I are organized a meetup group event coming up in November. It's a lunch and learn, so 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Anyone in the entire world is welcome to come to this event. It's Content Academy meetup, and the meetup group is based in Chicago, but obviously with COVID and everything else going on in the world, everything's global these days, and it's virtual. So go ahead and join us, but we're going to talk about my digital acquisition cycle and how to maximize your website marketing online, how to grow followers, how to get followers, how to make money with your website these days. So the DAC model, I call it the DAC model for short, but the digital acquisition cycle is a roadmap that I have designed. It's it's the model that I outline in my book. And I'm going to be sharing some tips and strategies for how you can use it to make money and market your website to get more traffic and to ultimately do stuff that's going to help you actually leverage your website to its fullest potential, right? So it's one thing to have a website. It's one thing to have a marketing strategy that includes your website. And that's what we're going to talk about, some tips and strategies for how to do that. So definitely mark your calendars for November 17th at 12:30. And once you do that, once you join our meetup group, so meetup.com/Content Academy right here. Once you join our meetup group, if you haven't already, you can just simply sign up. It's free, and then you'll get the link to our Zoom event right here. So we look forward to seeing you at the November 17th meetup. All right, speaking of meetups, as you all know, Joan Margot and I are the co-organizers of the Divi Chicago meetup. And again, just like Divi, just like the other meetup, we're based in Chicago, but because we're virtual, we're everywhere. So you can join us no matter where you're coming from. We have people who join this meetup from all around the globe, everywhere from Australia to South Africa to England to Milwaukee up the road, right, to Chicago, everywhere. Divi New York City is another group. We've got New York people. We've got San Francisco people. We got all kinds of people in this group. So be sure to check that out if you're into building websites, WordPress websites. And Divi is a theme for WordPress. It's a really slick tool that we use. It's a drag and drop type theme builder that you can use to design your own websites, build a slick content strategy. It's actually the theme that I use for Content Academy, believe it or not. This isn't a good example of a page, but the home page and everything is, I use the Divi theme to set this up. It's a really slick tool, and we go in depth to how to use it, how to get help, and things you can do to really amplify and maximize your website with the Divi theme. Basically, in terms of this event, the event is on Monday, November 9th, so it's actually before the other event, but Monday, November 9th at 7 p.m. Central Time, we're going to talk about how to get some business, right? How to have a roundtable about how to build your Divi business if you're into the Divi theme, that kind of thing. Or maybe you're a web developer, web designer, content strategist, and you want to learn how to get more leads online. You want to share some ideas of what works for you and what doesn't work for you, or you want to hear other people sharing ideas about how to build your business, your consulting business, your developer business, your design business. We're going to have a roundtable. We're just going to talk about it. I know I have several tips that I'm really happy to share about, really happy to share with anyone. But also, we want other people to participate. So Joan and I are going to talk about that and facilitate a conversation around building a business with our Divi Business Development Idea Forum on Monday, November 9th. So be sure to check that out. Again, this group is free. Go to meetup.com/Divi-Chicago to sign up. And once you sign up, you get a link to our Zoom chat, and you can join our Zoom. So I will, of course, add all these links into our YouTube channel live stream feed once we're all done, so you can check that out. And also, I will be sure to talk about this again. So if you want more event updates, I always go to talk about events coming up and workshops and virtual things that you should consider. So be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You know what to do. Leave a comment. We love your feedback. Basically, this is my first time, so go easy on me, but I would really love your encouragement, so please leave a comment. Give this video a thumbs up if you want me to try to do some more. I would really appreciate that. That fuels my soul for doing more content, and as a creator, probably yourself, you know that, someone just gave me a thumbs up. I love you. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you for watching. So, so that makes me want to do it more, and ultimately that's how we help each other, by encouragement, by accountability, and by keeping on and helping us share ideas and tips and tactics for building the best content, building our best self, but also building our best content. And that leads me to my last thing I want to kind of promote with what's coming up down the pipe. The last thing we have is Creative Year Ever. Creative Year Ever is normally a workshop that I do every December at Nextdoor. Rest in peace, Nextdoor Chicago. For those of you who know me, I usually spend a lot of time teaching at Nextdoor on Clark and Diversity. Unfortunately, I heard that they are closed permanently for now. I'm so sad to hear that. I love that place. It was a great community, sponsored by State Farm. I spent many hours there teaching WordPress, helping people, getting taught, going to workshops, and I'm really sad that COVID kind of brought them down. But that being said, on a positive note, we're going virtual, baby. So this year, Creative Year Ever is going to be a virtual summit. It's going to include my workshop that I do, how to build your power of creative focus workshop. But also I'm inviting other creative people like yourself. Maybe you want to speak, but we're going to have other speakers, all kinds of great speakers, entrepreneurs, life coaches who are going to help us design and really help us amplify our new year, right? Creative January 2nd and 3rd. What comes to mind? It's a new year. Everyone's talking about resolutions, right? What are you going to do this year? How are you going to make 2021 your best year ever, or in my case, your most creative year ever? As you all know, creativity is a powerful tool. Creativity is what helps us create content. It's what helps us solve problems. It's what helps us design and think of new businesses that can completely change the world, right? And I want you to have the most creative year ever that you possibly can have. Unfortunately, I know that 2020 was mostly a sucky year for most people, so we don't want to repeat. Let's make sure that 2021, collectively, it was a great year, and we're all here together to help each other out. So in just 57 days, I want you to mark your calendars. We're going to be launching this live summit. I don't have the ability for you to register now. I'm actually literally working on the website as we speak, but you can start to get a preview about what we're going to be talking about and check out what is kind of coming up. You can save the date for January 2nd and 3rd. And ultimately, this event is really for anyone who wants to leverage creativity, whether it's for your personal life, whether it's for your professional life, whether it's for your own curiosity. Creative Year Ever is really for anyone, but it's not limited to any particular person either. So keep in mind, save the date. Be prepared to join us. If you know of or you are interested in speaking at this virtual summit, I am currently accepting pitches and proposals. So in order to do that, feel free to email me at scott@contentacademy.com. Oh, thanks, Jessica. Thanks for the shout out. Yep, CY is great. Yes, thank you. You're right. CY is great. Thanks for that. So be sure, hint, I think Jessica is actually helping us organize it. So thank you, Jessica. But ultimately, email us, and we'd love to hear your pitch about how you can help us put on this amazing and much-needed virtual summit. I know every year I get lots of good vibrations from helping other people design and plan their best year yet. So I hope that you will consider helping other people at this time where people really need the help. Let's face it. I mean, 2020 was a terrible year for most people, and 2021 is shaping up to be somewhat similar. But if you leverage the power of creativity, I want you to turn lemons into lemonade, right? And we're going to make the best of what we have, and we're going to help do that by helping each other with accountability and helping each other thrive in the creative economy. So check that out, and be sure to hang out with us on January 2nd and 3rd when we go ahead and just have a great time learning, sharing, enjoying, and preparing for what could be potentially your best year yet. So I hope to see you at this event. Wow, that has been my first broadcast. I can't believe it's been already 48 minutes. Almost 40 minutes. I'm sure you all are tired of hearing from me. I know I'm tired of talking, but this was fun. I hope to sort of continue on with my creator life vlog, if you will, or live stream. Talk about what's going on in the world of Content Academy. Share tips and strategies for having your best year ever. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Scott Winterroth, SCOTTWINTERROTH, win with Winterroth. Remember that? Because I have lots of great creative leader tutorials on tips and strategies on productivity and stuff to put you in the right mindset for having your most creative self. It's also where I post other tutorials like WordPress tutorials and stuff like that, stuff that I don't feel is a good fit for Content Academy. So sometimes I put it on my channel. Also, be sure to check out my blog. Check out my blog at contentacademy.com, but also check out my podcast at blogyouwant.com. blogyouwant.com. Check it out. Subscribe. Hey, if you're a creator yourself or you got something cool going on in your world, we'd love to have you on the show. Be sure to hit me up. My email is scott@contentacademy.com, and that's a place where you can go and you can get in touch with me, and it will connect, and we'll put you in touch with the right people, or we'll get you on our show if it's a great fit. So that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much. Leave a comment, leave a thumbs up if you think this is something I should keep doing. If not, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Well, I hope it's something you should think I could keep doing, but if not, hit that subscribe button, and we'll definitely have some more tutorials, some more concepts, some more great tips that you can use to help take action, to be more creative, and to ultimately live your best self. Stop living a mediocre life. Create content. Use it. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Creating content is something that has helped me live a more fulfilling life. Doing stuff like this helps me live a more fulfilling life. Teaching other people helps me live a more fulfilling life. And I want you to do the same. Join me. Subscribe. Thank you. God bless. Have a wonderful evening.